Welcome to Evolve Together with Empower People, where people are power. I'm Tiffany Joy Green, MBA. Here, clarity cuts, humor heals, and purpose drives transformation. Join the movement at www.empowerpeople.org and connect with us on YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook, because when people are power, purpose wins. Welcome to Evolve Together with Empower People. I'm Tiffany Joy. America just hit pause. The government shut down. Data went dark and leaders are playing chicken with people's lives. We're not doomscrolling it, we're decoding it. Let's get clear, get grounded, and get moving. Government shutdown, what it really means. The U.S. government is officially shut down. Lights half off, bills unpaid, people held hostage by politics. Shutdowns aren't strategy, they're collateral damage where citizens pay the bill for leaders' brinkmanship. 800,000 workers impacted, services curtailed. This isn't a budget plan, it's a bargaining chip. Shutdowns aren't leadership, they're ransom notes written in taxpayer ink. Data blackout, flying the economy blind. No jobs report, no fresh inflation prints. The Labor Department put the scoreboard behind a curtain. When you turn off the data, you turn up the spin. Accountability evaporates when the facts are on furlough. A blindfold doesn't make you brave, it makes you reckless. We'll fire people. The threat narrative. The president warns if this drags on, projects get axed and federal workers get fired. That's not belt tightening, that's belt removal. Government isn't a profit and loss sheet. It's a social contract. Cut waste, not people. You can't shrink a nation into greatness. Targeting blue states, $26 billion frozen. The White House froze $26 billion aimed at Democratic-led states. Transit and green projects stalled mid-stride. Roads, rails, and clean energy aren't partisan. They're public goods. Weaponizing funding fractures the country we're trying to run. Cutting off communities isn't policy, it's payback. The price tag, $15 billion a week. A White House memo pegs the hit at roughly $15 billion in GDP loss per week. That's groceries, rent, and paychecks. Evaporated. GDP is people's lives in aggregate. Wasted weeks are wasted wages. Washington is burning both time and money. We're the smoke. Health on hold, 41% furloughed at HHS. CDC, NIH, and other health agencies furloughed about 41% of staff. In a post-pandemic world, that's playing Jenga with public health. Resilience requires readiness. You don't pause preparedness without paying interest in lives and long-term costs. You don't gamble with public health. Here's the elephant in the room. Fear, power, and hope. Let's name the anxiety. National Guard training for civil disturbances, federal presence in cities, and rhetoric about the enemy from within. People are scared, and some feel democracy is sliding toward authoritarian habits. When leaders frame fellow Americans as the threat, fear becomes policy. That's how free societies suffocate, not in a day, but in a drift. What do we do now? Show up, vote, volunteer, attend local meetings, safeguard polls, link arms, protect targeted neighbors, practice bystander intervention, demand receipts, ask reps for timelines, budgets, metrics on the record, fund facts, support local journalism and civic organizations that verify truth, non-escalation, respond with numbers, not noise, with discipline, not despair. You can only deploy troops, but you can't deploy enough to silence a people who know their power. Culture reset, the naked dress, and radical transparency. On the runways, Kendall Jenner and Alex Consani wore the moment. Sheer, unapologetic, viral. Fashion's naked dress says transparency is in. In politics, they hide the numbers. In fashion, they bear the silhouette. Maybe both could use the other's lesson. Style bears the skin. Purpose bears the truth. Shutdowns, data blackouts, funding as a weapon. public health on pause, and a culture asking for transparency. Here's the pattern. When power hides, people hurt. When people organize, power shifts. This has evolved together with Empower People. We don't surrender to fear, we operationalize hope. Join us at empowerpeople.org. Don't just watch, belong. Remember, Empower People is where people are power. Let's evolve together.